good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today. So you're going to be going through a series of different professional developments from the leadership team, discussing our new approach and our approach at Liberty Hill Academy. Can you go to the next slide, please, Mr. Shaw? And we have come up with a new acronym that we have coined ENERGY. And so this is what ENERGY stands for. It stands for excellence now requires effort, responsibility, giving 100% year round. And so as you go to the different rotations, each letter will be explained by a member, a duo from the leadership team. So starting off, you're gonna be with me and Mr. Shaw talking about the E, which is excellence. Yep, so that's what this slide pretty much says. And so the materials you need, there's a traveling document that you'll take with you to each session. And we ask you to have a writing tool, pen or pencil, an open mind, and a learning mind. That's all we ask that you bring. Something I like to say is that you don't have to think like me, I just want you to think. That's it. You want to go to the next slide, Mr. Shaw? All right, so we'll be talking about excellence today. All right, so as we're in here today, I want you to keep this question in your head. What is excellence? What is your definition of excellence in your own personal life? So think about that, and I'm going to show you a short video, and then I'm going to give you my definition of what excellence is. Oh, you got it? Can you pause
You
for a
manage
second?
responsibilities. Now,
Yes,
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's yours.
And so I want to give you a little background. So this video is of Deion Sanders, one of the greatest football players to ever play. He's also a coach now. He coaches at the college level. And so this is him speaking to young football players before a football game, giving them some motivation and just giving them some knowledge. I just want to give you background on the video. Okay.
and the last one, this is easy, but oftentimes it seems hard, is the expectation. See, the difference of some of you have tremendous. Others, you may not. Because you hadn't reached that level yet of expectation. See, some of y'all, time you walk in the field, there's an expectation. Some of you, when you get out of the car in the morning, there's an expectation. You're tired and you're exhausted, but when you get home and the baby's running up to you, there's an expectation. When you get home and you spend time with your old lady, there's an expectation. When your mama sees you, there's an expectation. When your homies see you, there's an expectation. Everything you do in life, there's going to be an expectation. But the thing I tried to do is exceed my expectation. Because I was trying to give you more than you ever expected. You manage responsibilities. Now the last one, this is the easy one,
Sorry, it was a clip.
but oftentimes it seems hard, is the expectation.
So one word that you hear him say a lot is expectation. And I use that word in my definition of what excellence is. So in my opinion, excellence is exceeding expectations so often that it now becomes a new standard. So we should strive to exceed our expectations so much that becomes the norm. And so up here, I just have a few different quotes about excellence. So one says, excellence is not an accomplishment, it's a spirit. It's a never-ending process. All right, so what does excellence look like? So people who strive for excellence, they're constantly making new goals. They're striving to achieve more. They're working hard out of habit, and they're also always asking for coaching and feedback on how they can get better. And so I put this picture up here of LeBron James because it has a really great quote. He says, "That's my job description. Sometimes it calls for me to go out and be extraordinary at times." And so that's really the approach I take as far as excellence in everything I do in my life. And so I'm just going to show you a quick video of quotes by some famous CEOs and people who have started companies, successful people.
Phone charging slowly. This is the fastest phone charger on the market.
Just think about
There's a
what
90%
those quotes mean to you and what quotes resonate with you. And then we can share before Mr. Shaw starts.
move on only because we started a little late. So I wanna make sure that we kick in the time. But was there any quotes that you saw that really capture your eye just that quickly? Are there any quotes that make you think about excellence?
It went by so fast.
I got you.
And I did not even see, but I know mainly the focus was, exceeding
Yes.
the expectation. In order to exceed that, you gotta come with expecting to do not just your best, more than just the norm,
Yep.
And I think I saw something where it asked about the question, not being afraid to ask, the ask question. And also, what stood out to me too is, I would think for myself, not being afraid for someone to critique me. Cause I think that helps too, cause sometimes a person can see something that you don't see, that you can improvise on.
Absolutely. And did you wanna add anything, Ms. Bentley?
I think excellence is like giving, like you were saying, it's like giving it all that you have, and also keeping the scopes open to receive new. You have to constantly want to improve yourself and build on what you know, be willing to share what you know. And I think that's what excellence is.
No, absolutely. And just to summarize and close out here, I'm even dressed like the thing. This is one of my favorite characters right here on the screen in this Goku, right? And those who don't know about Goku, he never shies away from a challenge. Anything that he do it and he get better. Even when he loses, in his DNA, he gets stronger. His race of people that they call in the show is a Saiyan, and when Saiyans lose, they get beat up, they actually get 2 times stronger when they recover. So every time they recover, they go through battles, they get stronger. But to face every different situation, he had to become stronger mentally, physically, and spiritually, right? To me, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about excellence. Excellence is simply this: you have to be an expert at your position, at your role in this building. Our building has no room for followers anymore. Our building has no room for people who are not in line with our mission and vision. You have to be an expert at whatever role you're at. So for example, the front office, Ms. Simmons, you are our expert front office person. And you're the gatekeeper. You guard everything that comes through the building. You're assessing to make sure we stay safe. You make sure we're staying on task, we're doing the right thing. That's your role. And not saying that's your only role, but we need you to continue to be good and get better at it by sharpening your craft. What do some of the best people in your position, what do they do? What are some of their practices? How do they greet people? How do they assess people coming in the door? How do they handle those difficult conversations? And with you, Ms. Peggy, as a school counselor, how are you sharpening your craft every day? How are you making sure that you're there? Because as an expert, and I know Mr. Savage would have said this if he had the time, but we're trying to condense this, is to be an expert, you only need 10,000 hours doing something. Research shows when you do something for 10,000 hours, you are now officially, if you're good at what you do, you should be an expert. That means that people should come to you to help solve their problems and help them do better, right? We have to raise the bar. Our standards have to be met, and we have to be the very best. There's no more time for excuses. And I like what you started to do, Ms. Simmons. A lot of people didn't like it, but I like it. I hear it. When you call on the radio and you get no response, you say it, I hear it in your voice. You step it up and you say, did anybody copy me? With saying that we need to have the standard here, somebody need to answer that. Even if I'm busy, I'm busy. Shaw can't go. Glickman, can you grab that? Whatever, somebody should be communicating with you. It shouldn't be that silence, like you're talking to yourself. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, sir.
So that's what that is. It's that level of excellence. It's that level of you becoming an expert. I'm not playing this because you don't have the time, but y'all know I like my rap in the series, and I'll put you into that at the right time. But experts should also help other people become experts.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not doing that, and we're not in a position to do that, then we're not being helpful. This is life or death in our building. Our families, our kids, they depend on us. The rapper J. Cole, and if you read this quickly, he literally said he couldn't find inspiration one day, so he Googled on YouTube, J. Cole type beats. The first thing popped up, this producer right here, which you see he got the Batman up here, that's his name, actual Batman, and he wrote a song to the guy beat that he made. He then emailed him this email with the song attached and said, this is your gift from me. This is my gift to you. For you and all the other producers out there, you don't know how your work will inspire someone else. I was down trying to find out procrastinating, trying to make this album, and you helped me get through this shell, so here's yours. The guy went from 100,000 followers to now he got 1.4 million followers. Plus, if he decides to release this music, he get all of the money for the music because he gave it to somebody off the streets. So you never know who's looking and who you will be helping, who can help somebody else in the future as an expert. Any questions? So that concludes ours being an expert, but I really need y'all to hear me. And this goes to what you were saying earlier, Ms. Peggy. You have to be an expert in your area in being that you don't have to wait on me, right? To say we're gonna do something special for Ms. Woods, whatever, for the kids. That's y'all department, that's what y'all do. I'm expecting y'all to handle it. You see what I'm saying? And make it happen. Yeah, I know it. I know how she's going. I see how she's going. I know.
All right.
But I
No. Let me say it.
No, I don't know what you're gonna say.
Go
but
ahead.
I need you to handle it.
I
Same
can't
thing.
handle it.
Hold on.
Thank
Let me
you
go
for your
here.
word. I can't. Trust me.
Let me go here. The sentence. I need you to handle it too. For off the stuff, some of the questions y'all ask me, you know I wouldn't have let that guy come in this building. You know me.
Yeah.
You ain't have to come get me this water for that. Sir, without proper ID, I can't let you in the building. I'm okay with that, sir. Because you know me by now. You think I would have let that guy in here?
No, that's why I called Officer Blake.
You
But
did.
because he had that hat, I wasn't sure. I said, maybe you might be familiar with that company.
You and he, you can get a hat from anywhere. You and Blake, y'all did that. Y'all don't need me. You see what I'm saying? I trust you. You're the expert at the front. You're the gatekeeper. But yes, go ahead, Ms. Payne.
No, thank you for your permission. That's all I need.
Yes, you have the permission to be an expert and to do what you do. And if it's in the best interest of kids, staff, and all that stuff, I'm a firm believer you ask for forgiveness later if there's something major crazy happen, but you do it. If it's in your